Caught with full body punches and his head gone back.
He was a boxing superstar who remained a man of the people. Ricky Hatton, the Hitman, was a multiple world champion and one of sport's most popular characters.
He was a great fighter, modern day great, probably the most popular fighter in the UK. He took 30,000 people with him to 2040 Vegas. I mean, that was how popular he was. And I remember signing him when he turned professional. He made his debut with me, and we had a good journey all the way up until he fought and won the world title against the pound-for-pound number one Costa Zoo in his hometown in Manchester.
It was a highlight
of his career, as he always said, and I always felt that was the case. He was a brilliant knight, and he was a brilliant fighter. And it's just so sad what's happened. At 46 years of age, he's still a young man, and he had a few troubles, as we well documented troubles since boxing and sometimes during boxing, and it's a terrible, terrible, terrible tragedy. My heart, my thoughts go out to his family, and I said them all does the boxing world, because he was an all-action fighter. I mean, every fight he had was exciting. He'd give everything he had in the ring. And also, he was such a nice bloke. The public took to him. They loved him. And we started this off. He took 30,000 people to see him fight in Vegas. I mean, I can't think of any fighter, British fighter, that's ever done that. And, if it hadn't been for, generational great fighters in Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao, he would have been the number one. At the time when he won the title against Costa Zoo was ranked number one pound for pound in the best in the world, and he was an underdog. But it was his big heart that he had, and the public, I mean, truly, truly loved it. I mean, a lot of these guys, fighters, they retire and they miss it, but boxing's a young man's game. 46 years of age is not age to be fighting, but he felt he wanted to give it another go, or one fight, or whatever it was he was going to do. And obviously that's not going to happen now. But for as far as boxing is concerned, people I'm sure will remember him for in his fighting best, in his heyday. All action Ricky Hatton, one of modern day Britain's great fighters, and also being a really good bloke, great sense of humour, funny. One of the boys. No, there was no side to him or anything. What you see is what you got. And he was just a really, really good guy, nice guy. I did a podcast with him a couple of years ago, and he was talking about suicidal thoughts that he was having, and he was maybe attempting it, and lots of things like that. And it was quite sad to hear. But it's. I'll remember him for his moments in the ring, for being the bloke he was, which was a good bloke, and for the great his great endeavours in the ring that gave some people so much pleasure, the fans so much pleasure. A real man of the people.
During his 15-year career, he won world titles in not one, but two weight classes. And in 2007, he was recognised with an MBE for services to sport.
Way beyond anything on my wildest dreams.
Hatton's appeal transcended boxing. His friends and fellow Mancunians Liam and Noel Gallagher among his huge celebrity following.
When they say dreams come true, and mine really did come true, you know what I mean? Fill out the Manchester Arena. They've seen your name up in lights in Las Vegas. Noel and Liam Gallagher always carrying your belts in.
Ultimately, he fell short when he faced Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao in Las Vegas. He was still a favourite with the tens of thousands of fans who had travelled across the Atlantic.
He wouldn't want to isolate himself away from the public and be a celebrity, boxing celebrity. He was like people's champion in more ways than one.
He retired in 2012 and went on to speak openly about his struggles with depression and alcohol. But he was never far from the spotlight. From the boxing ring to the ice rink, he was always the entertainer. He was working out just days ago and due to lace up his gloves again in December in an exhibition fight. Hatton united a city divided by football. Today, he has been remembered by his team, Manchester City, and by the community where he grew up.
You know, running up and down the street, no matter who was there, he'd always have a wave and he'd say hello. I just feel bad for the kids and his grandkids.
Ricky Hatton was one of boxing's greats. The hit man left his mark not just on his sport, but on the nation.